Downsizing without overwhelm. 5 things to tackle first. Number 1, the kitchen utensil drawer. You may have a very full drawer. Maybe you've got things you've had for years. Maybe some of the things were handed down and you didn't feel like getting rid of them. Maybe you went to a Pampered Chef party and you bought some things because you thought you should to support your friend. Whatever it is, how many things do you really use? I mean, do you need 16 different spatulas? Do you have a melon baller and you haven't really used it in a number of years, or a pineapple corer or something like that? Any of those kind of things that you haven't used in the last 6 months, let's pull them out, put them in something to donate. Get a box that you can take to donate. If it's in bad shape and it's melted some, but you still use it, put it in the trash. Let's pare this down some. Number 2 is your pantry. Maybe you bought some things that were for a recipe and you didn't end up making the recipe, and so you kept the things, thought you might use it, but you didn't. Well, let's pull that out. If you haven't used it or you're not planning on using it in the next 2 weeks on some kind of a menu, then let's pull it out. Is it expired? Let's throw it away. If it's getting ready to expire, let's throw it away. Otherwise, let's donate it to the food pantry. 3, your entryway. Sometimes it's a good idea to take a picture of what it looks like from a couple angles that somebody would see when they come into your house, and you might be surprised what it looks like. What you're used to seeing all the time might be messy to somebody else. Maybe you've got a place for different keys and things. Maybe you've got a place where you just toss the mail. Maybe you've got places where you hang coats, or maybe you've got a coat closet with all that, and you've got all your old purses in there. I recently went through and I was surprised at how many purses I'd kept. I put them all in one bag and I pulled them out and I picked 2, and the rest of them, they were in good condition. They went to donate. It's like, why am I keeping all these? Just because maybe I spent a fair amount of money because I liked them and I might use them again, and I haven't. So off they went to donate. For the mail, what I do is I don't bring it in the house. Most of it is junk mail, so I put it in my recycle bin before I enter the house. That way I don't have to lay it down somewhere or do something else with it. It just goes immediately. Most of my bills come electronically, so unless it's a birthday card or a Christmas card, I don't get much else. And I'll save that for the week or the month, and then it goes in recycle. The top of the dresser. That can be a dumping place as well. It might be that you dump stuff out of your pockets when you get undressed, and maybe it doesn't go in your pockets again because you had some receipts there or some change, and you don't put them back in the pockets when you get dressed the next day, or you take your earrings off each day and you put them there, and then you end up with half a dozen earrings on your dresser. Let's clean off the top of the dresser. A few decorative items are fine, but let's get rid of all the other stuff and try to keep it clean. It'll make it feel much nicer in your bedroom. Lastly, let's look at your sock drawer. Maybe you have hosiery instead of socks, but socks are shockingly something that we end up with too many. People are always, now that there's so many fun different types of socks, they're always giving us socks as gifts. Oh, isn't this fun? It's got paw prints on it for dogs, or whatever it is. So you end up with all these socks. They're really cute. You kind of don't want to wear them because they're so cute. You just think you should take care of them forever. And so they get to the back of your drawer. And you end up wearing the same half dozen socks, and they go through the laundry and get in the front of the drawer. So let's go through. I know one person that has so many socks, they're more than a drawer. They've got them in bags and everything else in their home. So let's go through, pick the ones that you really are going to wear. If they're in good shape, donate the rest. Don't worry about somebody being worried that you gave away the gift. They're not going to know any different. If there's something that's missing a sock or it's got holes, just put it in the trash and move on. So those are the top 5. The utensil drawer in the kitchen, the pantry, the entryway, the top of the dresser, and the sock drawer. If you do those over the course of the next week, as long as something leaves your house, you're doing good. Doesn't matter how much, just as long as some things leave your house, that's a step in the right direction. Thanks. Stay tuned and subscribe for more.